guys, it's Laura from Day by Day Vlogs and welcome to my new video. This video is in keeping with the new series that we started on our channel, Day by Day Vlogs. This is our Getting to Know Us series and I'm excited to make this video today, and this is Gabby's story. If you guys are not subscribed to our daily vlogging channel, then you might not know, but Gabby is our oldest daughter. She's almost 10 years old. She'll be 10 years old next month. And I wanted to make a video of her story about how she became our daughter. And if you're like me and you're always telling your kids their story, then you know what I'm talking about when I say her story. It's something that we share with her all the time, and I want us to have a record of it. I want us to have a record of her story and something that she can watch whenever she wants to. And so let's get started. To begin this story, a little bit of back information. Sam and I met each other when I was a single mom of 3 boys. The youngest was 2 years old when we met. After we had been dating for about 2 years, we moved in together and I had already had my tubes tied. And if you don't know what that is, it's a tubal ligation. It's a surgery to make it so that you never have kids again. I had 3 sons, and even though my heart ached for a little girl so badly, I knew that I was done having babies. I did not want any more. So when Sam and I moved in together, he knew that I was done having babies. He wasn't sure how he felt about the babies, but he wasn't in any hurry to have a baby. So we lived our life and we were moving along and working and raising our kids, and things were going really, really well. And after we'd been together for 8 years, 8 years, you guys, one day I came home from work and Sam said, I think I want to have a baby. And I said, what? At this point, I was 36 years old. I was 36 years old, and he was 35 years old, and just out of the blue, he said, I think I want to have a baby. And I said, well, okay. I wasn't going to argue with him, but I said, in order for us to have a baby, I would have to have a major surgery and get my tubes untied, and it was not guaranteed that it would work. So he said, yep, let's do it. And after he said, let's do it, I don't know what came over me, but all of a sudden I had a crazy baby fever. And even though it was his idea to begin with, suddenly this became a big, huge passion of mine. After we decided that we were gonna try and have another baby, everything happened so fast. I went to the hospital, or I went to my doctor and I said, I want to get my tubes untied. I want to have another baby. And he said, okay, no problem. So he booked me into the hospital. Within a month, I was at the hospital. I had the surgery. It was a major surgery and I recovered really quickly. And he said, you can start trying as soon as you're ready. So I had the surgery in May, at the end of May, and we tried to get pregnant that very same month. And we were not successful. And I started reading stuff and they said, oh my gosh, you know, after 35, things get crazy. It's going to take you a long time to get pregnant, even though I never had problems getting pregnant before. And in fact, I had the opposite problem. It seemed like I couldn't stop getting pregnant. So the second month rolled around and I was super excited to try, and Sam was super excited to try, and I got pregnant. We were so shocked because I was expecting it to take a time. It was the first time in my whole life I ever tried to have a baby. I charted my temperatures. I did everything that you could do to figure out when you were ovulating and how I could be sure that I was going to get pregnant. So I started to feel sick really soon on in the pregnancy. I went, because I had a tubal reversal surgery, it made me high risk for having a tubal pregnancy. So anytime they do kind of surgery on your tubes, they say, okay, listen, if you get pregnant, you need to come in right away. We need to do lots of testing and make sure that this baby doesn't settle in your tubes. So I got my positive pregnancy test at 13 days after I ovulated. 13 days later, I got a positive pregnancy test and I phoned the doctor and I said, okay, I'm pregnant. And they said, wow, that was really fast. And I went in and I had my blood work drawn. And what happens is that if you're having a successful pregnancy, you can draw blood 2 days apart. And if the numbers double, so you go in on the first day and then 2 days later, if that number doubles, then that's a good sign of a successful pregnancy. If the number doesn't double, then it can be a sign that there's a problem, be it a miscarriage about to happen or a tubal pregnancy, which is what they were looking for. So I waited so I went for both blood draws, and then I phoned the doctor. I waited for them to get the results back, and it was really hard for me. The whole time I was waiting, I kept thinking, you know what? I know this is gonna be a good pregnancy because I started to feel sick, and I got progressively sick over those 2 days. So when I phoned the nurse's office, I was so excited. I just was so excited, and I said, hi, it's Laura. I'm just calling to get my results for my beta HCG levels. So the nurse went to get my paperwork, and when she came back, she told me that my first number was 499 and my second number was 149. And when she said it, I couldn't quite understand. I didn't have time to even figure out what the numbers meant to me, or if one was higher. I didn't even have time. And she said, oh, that means that you're having a miscarriage. You need to come in. We need to schedule a D&C, and we need to scrape out your uterus and get rid of the pregnancy because it's not a good one. And I was just like, whoa, wait just a second. Like, I need 5 seconds to figure out what's going on. And a part of me was listening to her words telling me that my baby was not, this pregnancy was not going to go forward, and I couldn't make sense of it because I felt like this was a successful pregnancy, and I got tears in my eyes, and I started to say, like, okay, like, I just was like stumbling for words, and I didn't even know what to say. I just felt sick. I just felt so sick, and I just kept thinking, you know, we didn't try really hard to get this baby, but I had major surgery to get this baby, and it just was really, really hard. And that whole conversation took exactly 3 seconds. 3 seconds. And then she said, oh, wait a minute, I mixed up the papers. Actually, your first number was 149 and your second number was 499. Everything looks great. And I was like, phew, whoa, wait a minute. I hung up the phone from talking to her, and I just had to sit there for a few minutes and process what had happened, because I went from, wow, I'm pregnant, to, no, you need to abort this pregnancy, to, yeah, you're okay, in a matter of a minute. And my head was swirling. But yep, we were super excited because we were pregnant and we were gonna have a baby. Because I was 36 when I got pregnant with Gabby, they classified me as advanced maternal age. And that just means that they needed to take extra special care of me. They wanted me to come in for extra monitoring. They were really, really careful with my pregnancy. They really scared me when they said advanced maternal age, and they listed off all these problems that could happen, like preeclampsia and high blood pressure and diabetes, gestational diabetes. And in the end, nothing happened to me. It was exactly like when I had my boys. It was just a normal, natural, healthy pregnancy. I gained a ton of weight, and I had a healthy, happy baby at the end of 9 months, and she was 8 pounds, 5 3/4 ounces. The minute she was born, I felt a peace come over me like I had never felt before. Prior to her birth, I found myself in a state where I was always wondering, like, what am I supposed to be doing? Where am I supposed to be going? I'm working and raising my family, but I honestly felt like something was missing in my life. The moment that she was born, that all went away, and I knew, and I even said to myself, this is what I was meant to do. I was meant to have another baby. And I was so grateful that God sent her to us, and that we were able to have another baby, and that she came really quickly. In fact, when we went to the doctor for our very first prenatal appointment, he said, hey, didn't I just untie your tubes? And we said, yep. And he said, wow, that is almost a record. Out of all the surgeries I've done, you got pregnant the second fastest out of every single one. So that was awesome, considering that we were old too, advanced maternal age. So that's Gabby's story. I'm sure I probably forgot a whole bunch of stuff, and if you have any questions, you can just put them in the comments section and I will answer them. But I wanted to tell you that story, gives you a little bit of a background on Gabby and how we got her. She is such a strong, amazing girl. She just amazes me every day, and Sam and I loved every single second of from the time she was born all the way up until the time that she's almost 10 now. We cannot even wait to see what an amazing woman she's gonna be. Thanks for watching, you guys.
And don't forget to make sure to hit that subscribe button down below.